Alright. It is good to be back. Oh, we just got Wrath, and I feel bad, but he's probably not going to get used much this run. Maybe after the time skip. Oh, we get the boys. I forgot they were this map. I thought they were the next one. How dare you be mean to Nils? He has done nothing wrong ever. "10 days with no delays. So here's an immediate delay." You've said the one thing to get sane. That he has a sister. And here comes the goat. Oh, I thought maybe he comes in next. Oh, he comes in after unit preparation. Interesting. Alright. We can trade the javelin to you. We don't need both Kane and Sane for this one. How are they doing stat-wise? Sane is just much stronger, but Kent is better defensive. That's pretty much on par. You know what? I use Sane a lot. We'll bring Kent for this one. And yes, I'm leaving a Cavalier behind to bring a Thief on a map with no stealables that I remember. The kind of risks we play. Mostly just because I want Matthew to be semi-decent in either Allowood or Hector mode, depending on which one I choose. And he won't be if we don't get him levels. Oh, Legacy added a new village down here. Interesting. And then there's a village over there. Alright, any good stealables? That's a big old no. Oh well. Means he's getting some combat experience this time. Alright. Where are you guys like? So, you have 6 movement, right? Yes, you'll be able to close into melee with the archer. There he is. Dude just rushes out to help. He's dead now. Oh, Lucius, you have the chance to be absolutely cracked this run. Yeah, 60 magic, 50 skill, 40 speed, 60 resistance. Boy could be a mage tank. 6. Can you do 20? Yes. That's a good thing to ask. Let me check. Based on how much she's doubling, I'm assuming not, but it's still possible. They might have just actually buffed his con. Wait for... So it's still decently heavy. I imagine Shine's going to weigh him down, but not terrible for right now. Oh, that's 20 per now? That's so much nicer. Alright, we will drop Lucius off. Man, Will is so much nicer in this already. Doing double-digit damage instead of... Usually here he's struggling to do single-digit for me. Not like struggling, but he'll usually be in like the 8 to 9 range, which... It's not bad, but it's not what I prefer my archers to be at this stage in the game. When they're supposed to be doing really good chip damage. Alright. We will let you whack here. And let's see what's in this little village. Oh, is this a magic one? Sketty McGinger, thank you for the follow. Very kind of you. Pure Water, I think is the name of it. Yeah. Yeah, FE7 is real good, and so far Legacy's been a lot of fun. I'm very curious what they switched this house to, because that's normally the Pure Water now. Alright, Matthew. I believe in your ability not to get hit by a 19. He's making good progress. We might even be able to get him a level up at the before the map ends, which not always a guarantee on this one because he sometimes struggles to just hurt people. We will have you face tank the sword. You can go there because it's free. And just to keep you getting some experience. I will pick up an extra heal just in case. I don't usually run out of it in this early on, but never hurts to be ready. Howdy. Good to see you. Sorry about that, a little sneeze. Okay, speed and defense. Kenta's getting a lot of these defense level ups. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Baldur's Gate 3. 1 and 2 as well, but 3 especially. Oh, buddy, you missed an 87. 63 is not terrible. Especially when you crit. Okay, Dorcas. Skill, luck, resistance. Not bad. All stats he kind of needs more of. Okay, so we will put you right there. Carla. A win? Oh, I didn't know this got added. I wonder if this is a Myrmidon exclusive sword then. Yeah, ranged Myrmidon sword, 2 times effective on fly. That's pretty nice. Yeah, warriors, crit animations, and fighters too are always the best because it's a whole lot of spinning. It is the spin to win. Yeah, we got some fun names. We've got Eric, we've got Uther, who'll show up later. I think I'd rather draw you in a little closer, if I can. Then we got normal names like Matthew. Alright, what you got for me, buddy? That's a Matthew level up. Whoops. Okay, you just kill. You shouldn't. Perfect. And we can hit him again. And we will do a quick trade here. Yeah, those two are the only ones that can really be attacked. Yeah, let's not even bother putting Dorcas in there just so he's not tempted to go on the mountain. And we can... Alright, Lucius is just gonna clean up down here. Got it. That's 11. Okay, so right now you're being weighed down 7 by that. Oh yeah, I love them so much. Hey, we got a Matthew crit too. There's just so much about the style of this game that I adore. You and Sarah are probably pretty safe to go this way. Yeah. So I want to show off something a little funny. Probably didn't need to bring Dorcas, but yeah. Alright, that's a perfectly fine bard level up. He only really needs HP and defenses. Oh, that's fine. Dorcas is in there, but if he attacks Dorcas, he is asking for death. Yeah, a little fun fact about Nils is he will never be in combat if I can avoid it, because he can't fight. He is one of the early game dancers. No combat whatsoever. He is very much someone who wants to avoid ever being looked at. Alright, Lucius, I need you to gently weaken this man. Okay, or you can crit him. You know, that's on me. I let Lucius do things. Yeah, support class on the rawest form. No combat, just death. Well, let's let these two take him out. Yeah, Lucius has decided he really wants to be on the team, which was highly likely, but... I like me my light mages. And dark mages. That should be enough for Matthew to take him out. Hey, even dodge, nice. It'll take him 2 hits, but Matthew can do it. Alright, Matthew, can we get some strength? Nope, that's still a very Matthew level up. At least he's getting speed, so he'll be able to reliably steal things. I'll take that at this point. Eight magic at level 3 is nothing to sneeze at. Sarah could be cracked. Okay, so if I want to show off the thing, I cannot have Lucius ever touching this man. Got it. Should only take one more turn, though, because I think... Yeah, you can get there, so we can do both of them. Perfect. Yeah, until they promote, they're limited to just healing. Endgame Laura, yeah. One of the most terrifying units if you're willing to put up the work with her. I love Matthew and Hector's friendship. Alright, he will visit. And now, one of the funniest moments in all of Fire Emblem. A man in full armor hides himself from a young cleric. I choose to believe he hid under the table. Just to get him somewhere faster. I doubt anyone's going to be able to get to the boss before Lucius absolutely bodies him, but still. Something you'll learn later in the game for Sarah is that she is just the worst. She's very self-absorbed, really mean, I think is the best way to put it. It's great. People just don't like being around her. It's wonderful. Alright, Lucius, rip this bozo. Mean healers is one of my favorite dynamics. We'll just vulnerate up to be safe. Alright, Lorena, show me one of them 11% crits. Yeah, mean healers or healers with just bad personalities is something I always enjoy. Ooh. Yeah, Florina got a nice level. Pair up isn't a thing in this game, if that's what you're referring to. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, that's all good. This is FE7. In particular, this is a fan version called FE7 or Fire Emblem Legacy. That's a minor overhaul, but it didn't add things like pair up in. Just some general quality of life stuff instead. My goat. He's gonna be good this run, I promise. I hope. The copium is strong with me. This one was for the Game Boy Advanced. It's also available on the Switch subscription service for their official emulator. Oops. Please ignore red eyes falling in the background. Yeah, having guidance is pretty nice in BG3. Nice. Yeah, Birthright's a good way to learn. It's very solid across the board in terms of teaching you. Oh, nice. I don't know if I've ever played Pokemon Puzzle. Yeah, Effie's a blast. I'm a big Fire Emblem lover. Nice, maybe I'll have to check that out. I got too many games I gotta get through first, so we'll add it to the list. Hey, I love to hear that. Oh, Ninny and Nils, you guys are such cute kids. Love them. I think Ninian's actually supposed to be like 18, but that's still a kid to me, so. Yeah, your character literally kind of just exists to be a green unit sometimes that's on the board before the battle starts, and then you don't actually do much. You don't even get real dialogue. It's hilarious. Ooh, love me Final Fantasy Tactics, one of my favorite games of all time. Uh, we're gonna figure that out. I might Iron Man it. We'll see. I'm doing Lyn mode and nobody's died yet, so we haven't had to make that decision fully. But I figured I'd check it out, kind of ease myself into it by doing Lyn hard mode, and then figure it out from there. Is that Swiggy Woods? I think is the third fight in Tactics, or am I misremembering? They got spidey senses. Doesn't even give Sane the chance to really answer, like, oh no, there's a woman with them, we're good. Yeah, Nils being the only one who's like slightly smaller will always be funny to me. This is the F at Wee Ball moments. Yeah, the room really is gigantic if Lyn is a full-sized grown woman standing there. And the walls are like 3 times her size. It's great. Yeah, just having the sprites look at the camera will never not be funny to me. Black Shadow. Our first look at Ursula. We have a new Fire Emblem game coming out next year, I believe sometime in March. Fortune's Weave. It's really interesting seeing Ninian as a Greens character. I don't remember ever seeing that before. I can't remember if that's just something I've forgotten or... No, you see, we're going to fight them for experience. Lynn, I appreciate you thinking it's more of a decision for me, but basically I just said, yeah, you know what? We could get some experience here. It's a good map for that. Alright. For this one, Nils and Lucius are on the standby. We are definitely bringing at least one of them. What do we got? Formation. Oh, they opened this up into a 2-lane. That's interesting. Oh, this map's a lot more open now. That's both good and bad. My favorite oh, he's a soldier now. He used to be a mercenary. That's nice. My favorite Fire Emblem is Path of Radiance. Love my first Fire Emblem, and still one of my favorites. No, still my favorite, but just still an excellent game, I should say. Is this where Will finally gets benched for a little bit? Or, sorry, not Will, Urk. I like bringing Nils. Remember, if there's too many archers on this map, yeah, there's just the one. So Florina's relatively safe to bring. I think leaving Wrath for Lucius is something I care more about, so that Lucius can get some levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he would need to be here to get there. Can put you there to block his side. We should be good from there. Just sure on that one, but that's still safe. And then hit him with another. Alright, what do we got? First Lucius level up. And it's pretty good. HP magic speed. Let's test this Wind Edge out a little bit, because I am very curious about it. Can you... Okay, you can't take him out. Your speed is just sadly not good enough. I think just doing this is fine. He'll go for Matthew guaranteed, which is perfect. Then Will can take him out. Oh, good for Sane. I wasn't actually expecting him to double there with this speed. You know, should be slightly weighed down by his lance. Right. Wind Edge seems very okay so far. Not great damage. 6 might, 70 hit, 7 weight. Okay, that's not terrible, actually. Heal Matthew. Oh my god, Will doubles him. Strength, skill, speed, perfect. Will level up. Alright, we will break most of that. Man, I love the visual effect for that wind edge, actually. That's really pretty. Alright. We'll let you deal with the mage. Alright, you shouldn't take 2 hits from them. So we'll let Dorcas handle this guy. And then, if possible, we'll maybe give Florina the finish on him. I think her javelin had some decent accuracy to it. Yeah, 83 is good. Why did I speak? Alright. For you, I'll have you switch to your sword and have you waiting here. HP, strength, and luck, that's pretty okay. I wouldn't mind anything else getting leveled up too, but... Alright, I believe that's his everyone go fuck him up charge. Alright, Matthew, you do still have more speed than this guy, right? Oh yeah, by 4. We will heal up Sane. Just don't get it by a 36. Perfect. Oh, that's right. Lynn's pretty high level. That's why she's leveling up so slow. We will do one of these nice little corners here. Pardon me. Do you have a javelin? No. Okay. Actually, I don't know why I'm worried. Lucy's about to bog that, man. HP and luck's not terrible. And then move you here. Alright, he's still on heal AI. That's perfect. Yeah, I'm hoping that's what they started with. I guess technically Shadow Dragon back in the day, but especially with Shadows of Valentia when they started really continuing it. Because I know there was the Japan exclusive one that we never got over here, but I would love to see more of them. I think they tend to do a really good job with the remakes. Alright, hammer was pilfered. That's not actually too bad, because we can steal his lockpick. Yeah, Shadows of Valentia is such a gorgeous game. Will looking kind of strong, just saying. My goat. Okay, so you can get to there, and we can heal Lyn. Man, almost one-shot that thief. Oh, I forgot to trade her the extra heal I picked up. Just to avoid taking any counter damage. No strength this time, but still a fine level up. You're level 4, you're level 6. We'll do Lucius. Do one of these. She'll lose 1 point of resistance before she can make use of it, but it's fine. That's fair. Going from an untranslated Binding Blade to English always throws me off when I do it. Which, not super often, but it does happen every now and then. Alright, can we just delete one of these guys? 13, 12... You only take 9, so that's fine. Ooh, is that B rank bows? C rank. Still good. Even with a crit, she won't win. We can set up for Sane to potentially take him out. Let's see what we get for a Florina level up. Florina's gotten like 4 strength level ups. It's great. And she keeps getting defense too. She's going to be cracked. Oh no, that one was resistance. My bad. Still cracked, but not defensively. Oh, he can't use the javelin yet. That's right. That's fine. Nobody's in danger of getting one-rounded by the Dark Mage, so we are perfectly fine. And nobody can counterattack him, so the javelin's going into Florina. But he's not doing 19. Oh, he's... Okay, he's not far with the steel lance. That's fine. So I think we'll just play defensively for now. Except over here. This is perfectly fine to go risky. He's going into Sane, but even then, that's not great hit rate. But Sane also doesn't dodge, so... Okay, he didn't move. That's good to know. We will park you there and just start healing him up. Six, 6, 4, 7, 6, 3. You have 7 defense. You have maybe 10, so you would need someone to weaken him one more time for you, which we can technically do. Just don't crit. Perfect. He got luck as an additional stat point this time. Blessed Matthew. We will let you go again. Yeah. I was hoping one of his first 3 level ups he might get strength, but I get the feeling this is going to be we replace our thief with whichever the next thief in line is. So once Legal comes in, we're getting him, and then we're probably switching to Jafar late game. Unless Legal gets some cracks level ups, which is not impossible. 9 magic. Jesus Christ, Sarah. Chill. Don't chill, but still. Alright, let's see if he moves now. No? Perfect. 11. I mean, if they can hit it, this is perfect. Yeah, that would explain a bit. Him and Setsuna having the same problem. They have one really good stat, and then the rest of their stats are just incredibly mediocre. Just in case you need to go in there. Yep. Alright, we got a will level up from that. Let's see what we get. Skill and resistance, that's fine. As long as we got will, we're fine. Man, it's gonna be real funny if I get Will killed and unless I do this Iron Man. After me hyping him up so much. Also, immediately after talking about how dangerous it was, these guys were, and how they were well trained, Lynn immediately goes to picking his pockets. Yeah, Lynn is the main character of this little 10 chapter prelude to the main story. I wouldn't say she's like crazy important to the overall story because she's one of the 3 main characters, but after part 1, she kind of falls to the background for whoever you pick between Eliwood if you're either first playthrough you pick his route, or Hector if you pick his route. Yeah, there's a 10 chapter prelude, and then the base game is like 24 chapters. Maybe 25? Yeah. Essentially, this is the quote-unquote tutorial, because this was the first Fire Emblem to come to anywhere but Japan, if I remember correctly. So they gave a little bit of a mechanics guideline for it. And if you're playing on easy mode, it gives you all the tutorials still. Um, but essentially, this is just a good way for you to get a good handle on the gameplay and characters before throwing you into the main game. Like this map, which introduces siege weapons, which you will hate, because good lord, does this game kind of love to spam them. Late game, you're going to see a lot of ballista, a lot of siege tomes. There's almost no chance we get to that ballista before it runs out of ammo, so. Alright, so Matthew is not allowed on this map, and I'm not going to bring Florina just because she's bad on this map. Because she can't do anything for the first 5 turns. Will's already level 7, so we can give Eric some love. We can do some trading around. You can have the hammer. You can give her the heal. We'll give him the iron bow for now. Anyone really kind of critically low on health? Not especially. We'll see how people are looking towards the end of the preload before we use that. We'll give Sane. Oh, Sane already has javelin, so we're good. Never mind. Just to have the pure water on the map if we need it, we'll give it to Wrath. Oh, that's actually perfect use. We can send Wrath over to the right. I forgot about that. They also moved where that's positioned. That is so much nicer now. Right, Axe, Reaver, Javelin. Just got a bunch of Reaver weapons down there. That's perfectly fine. I like Wrath. I usually don't wind up using him just because of how late he comes back in the base game and how rough it is leveling him up here. So he kind of tends to be at an awkward level where he's too high for most of the enemies around here, but then comes in too low to really make use of. I think he's a cool character. I wish I used him more. He's just awkward to use, I think, is the thing. And Erk is maybe the most unfortunate mage in the franchise, just because even if you put all your investment into him, I mean, you get Pent later on, and Pent is just really, really good. And even if you're not using Pent, you have Lucius, you have Sarah, you have Priscilla, you have Canas, who kind of all round out to be on par with, if not a little better than him magic-wise. So poor boy is just in a rough spot. Again, a cool character. I don't think, especially FE7 has a lot of characters that I think are bad. It's mostly just some of them are unfortunate in their placement. And if you don't do Lyn mode, Wrath and Erk get unfortunately screwed bad. Yeah, that kind of is the Fire Emblem thing, though. You'll usually have a good amount of different people with different skill sets, and then there's usually the Cavaliers or mounted units who are just so good, they don't really need a diverse skill set to make up for them. They're just that good. 2, 4, we'll let you take this one. And then Dorcas, you have the health to just tank this, and you have everything else to just tank that. So we can freely, actually, just to make sure, yeah, we can freely heal there. We will, you have an open inventory, yes. Go over here to visit. Oh, is this where we get a Lance Reaver? Yes. Reaver weapons are a cool idea. I wish they kind of did a little bit more with them in the later games, just because I like the idea that you can just sometimes reverse the weapon triangle. I think that's fun. Yes, swords tend to beat axes, axes tend to beat lances, and lances tend to beat swords. And then the Reaver weapons invert it, so swords beat lances, lances beat axes, axes beat swords. But also, sometimes your unit stats are so good that the weapon triangle doesn't matter, so it's not like a hard rule. It's more like most of the time it's a rule. And then for magic, that has its own triangle where anima, which is your fire, thunder, wind, and all that, beats light. Yeah, early game weapon triangle is much more important. Late game, you can tend to play around it a bit unless your enemy is really, really strong. Which a lot of bosses tend to be. Rude. Yeah, the game will usually be pretty good about telling you when you have the advantage or disadvantage. And I think early on in this one especially, they give you the tutorial for it, like right around the time you're getting Kent Insane and have more than one weapon type where you don't just have Lyn with her sword. Alright, Eric. Can't quite deal with either of those yet. Man, my army is not fast. We have 2, maybe 3 really fast people right now, and then the rest are like, we'll double eventually. Hey, you got magic and defense. That's pretty decent for her. Yeah, just for a comparison, there's a level difference between Lucius and Urk, and Lucius is dealing about 4 points more damage. And getting level ups like that, good lord. Poor Urk. Yeah, his growths aren't bad, it's just he tends to have some bad luck. At least for me. I know there's a lot of people out there that swear by Urk, and I fully understand it. I got some units that tend to overperform for me. Yeah, Lucius is just as long as the stat isn't defense, he's down to get at least 1 level up in it. Should be fine there. Alright, Wrath gained a good little chunk of experience from taking those mages on. Sane, do you double this, man? You do not. That's actually fine. I'd prefer if you did, but it's a good opportunity to give Urk some more experience. Sane, are you slower than Dorcas? Alright, I believe this is... Yeah, this is the Axe Reaver, the Lance Reaver, but not the Sword Reaver. Interesting. So for you, we'll just let Lyn have some fun. Can you? Yes. Yeah, whoops, that is not Sarah. There's Sarah. Yeah, only 1 point difference. Alright, we get a Dorcas level up. Defense is not bad for him. His defense is 8. That's actually really good. Oh, he has a 40% defense growth. I really should have checked that earlier. Hey, the monk, thank you for the follow. Very kind of you. Oh, Jay Feather, also thank you for the follow. Very kind of y'all. Can we get this one to Wrath? This is actually just the Fire Emblem Legacy mod, which is kind of like a general overhaul mod. Changes for it will be a little bit more apparent when we get to either Eliwood or Hector mode, where Eliwood gets a lance and Hector starts with swords. But the only major change they gave to Lyn, I believe, was the +1 movement from her promotion, because bows wouldn't help her much, and then I think rounding her out. The thing that determines the multiple combats is your speed stat. So fast units tend to double, and slow units tend to be doubled. I am using, allegedly, Visual Boy Advance, but in case Nintendo asks, I'm using a totally legit, regular Nintendo Game Boy Advanced. Because Nintendo scares me. We can heal here. Oh, no, that's right. Yep, totally legit, not emulated. Ignore how we got the mod onto this. It's fine. Ah, too shy. Any chance Wind Edge doesn't? Yes, perfect. Yeah, I've been enjoying FB Legacy so far. The changes have been nice, like the Wind Edge being just a generically okay weapon, a little heavier, but giving you the 1-2 range option for swords is pretty nice. I haven't gotten into too many of the deep changes just yet, but I mean, just short bow on its own being 1-2 range was already a plus for Wrath. Radiant Dawn's a lot of fun. Path of Radiance is my personal favorite, but Radiant Dawn I had a blast with. Sacred Stone is also super fun. Thank you, Bearded Mandigo, for the follow. Very kind of you. And the Dylan, also very kind of y'all. I appreciate all the support. Hey, you got speed finally. That should be the last ballista shot if I remember right. Because it is... Oops. Yeah, this is turn 6. Ah, all good. Both excellent games. Slim Sword and a Mage. Mildly scary. Any chance you don't just end this, man? Actually, pretty good chance. Perfect. Use Wrath as my Jagan. He can be my weakener. Alright, Urk, what can you get for... I thought you'd get enough experience to level up off of that. That's sad. One day, Urk. One day we'll catch you up. Yeah, Marcus and Matthew really are. Marcus is very likely going to see a lot of use in this run, because I like Marcus a lot. Alright, we can leave you fairly open, which is fine. Thank you, Jacob Shrug, for the follow. Very kind of you. Alright, now go attack Kent, please. Let Kent get some experience. Dude, if I could play the flute so well that it gave people a second action, I'd be the greatest flute player of all time. Yeah, I stream Fire Emblem a lot. There's another creator on here called Guts who does some really good Fire Emblem streams. I try and go live like once every 1 or 2 times a week, but lately, just because of the busy holidays and things like that, it's been a little tougher. But if you go check out Guts, which I highly recommend, he's streaming like, I see him on here like 3-4 times a week. Dude's got the grind. Alright, can we leave this for Urk? Oh yeah, as happy holidays to those who celebrate. Merry Christmas, and I don't think I'll be doing another stream before New Year. Actually, I might be able to sneak in one more for New Year, so we'll save that one. Yeah, that's an Urk level up. They're all good stats, but not the stats he needs, sadly. Yeah, we can kind of just let him run wild for now. Yeah, Brew needs magic more than anything, and he really doesn't want to level that up. Ooh, great level up for Nils. That is everything he can pretty much get. He didn't get the 5% strength or skill growth, so, you know, kind of trash. Okay. I got briefly confused when I saw movement at an 85% growth. I'm like, did they bring back movement growth for this mod? But then I realized that's where they put the HP growth. Yeah, Iron Sword's fine for that. Oh, he had 14 crit. I should have checked that. Luck is primarily just crit avoid for him, so if he ever does get attacked, he has a better chance of dodging a crit. I think it also very mildly affects your dodge chance as well. Luck is kind of just a small modifier to every stat, but its primary use is crit avoid. Yeah, technically it's not crit dodge, it's just lowers their crit chance. Eight, 16, that's fine. Then we can let Kent take this guy on. Thank you, Miyamoto Musashi Gaming, for the follow. Very kind of you. Sorry about the name. Gray on gray is probably not the best choice. I should move where my chat is for that. Lyn. We can just heal with a vulnerate because we're probably going to need Sarah to heal. Ooh, that is a good question. I've never actually had elk that I remember, but bison goes pretty good with spaghetti meatballs. You have a lance whip, right? Yes. Listen, if I see spaghetti and someone asking for meat, I'm assuming meatballs. I know a lot of people mix the meat into the sauce, but I just feel like if you're making spaghetti, you gotta make the meatballs with them. All right, so it's just Yogi. You had my lance, or he has my lance reaver, so we'll take that just in case. And then we will set up, just have as many people attacking this man next turn as possible. Yeah, bison meat's hard to come by where I live. We pretty much only get it for state fair, so I feel that. And then just keep getting Sarah as much experience as possible. So I think we have, what, 25 uses on this staff? 29. The other one. Just good to know. Alright. Fire! Hey, thank you for the follow, Anthony. Very kind of you. And then there's a very high likelihood Lucius just ends this. Yeah. He could miss, because we have a bunch of people on standby if he does. Almost gets a full level up from that. Nice. Fire Emblem was a large contributor to why I own a lot of Nintendo systems. It's actually why my partner got me a Switch 2 for Christmas, because they're a mad long. And saved up a bunch of extra money for that, and I cannot thank them enough. I didn't know you were legally allowed to sell bobcat meat. Oh, yeah, no. $120 a pound is nuts. Yeah, that's some expensive meat. Ooh, that does not sound pleasant. Sacred Stones might be next. Depends on how long it takes me to finish this. If I can get to Sacred Stones before Fortune Weaves comes out, there's a very good chance that one's going to be next on the list. There's a lot of fun Sacred Stone stuff you can do. And now we get to one of my favorite bad units in the game. The absolute goat that is Wallace, who himself not a terrible unit, but if you're using Wallace and Eliwood in Hector mode, that means you didn't get Gates, who is one of the best axe units in the game. Because he comes in as a promoted warrior with great stats, and the only condition for getting him is you have Eliwood, Lyn, and Hector's combined levels be 50 or higher by the time you get to him. I don't know if this mod changes that, because I know you can get Harkin and Corel and you used to only be able to get one of them. I don't know if they also changed Wallace and Gates. I'd have to re-go back to the document for that. I tried not to look at it too much to avoid spoilers, but I did look up a few things just to see, and there's some fun stuff ahead. Alright. Will I want on this map? I think Urk he's done his best. Poor Urk. Hey, he's got 5 times Lucius's defense. I'll give him that. Matthew, I would like to bring... This feels like a safe one we can leave Dorcas behind for. He tends not to do much on this map. We will give you the freshest Iron Sword. These 3 can go up top. Yeah, he's going for mage tank. It's fine. It'll work out. There he is. The balls man himself. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm hoping I can get a good thief going early on so I don't have to rely on Jafar just because his growths are awful, even though his bases are great. Because if we can get a Legault or a Matthew going, it's really good. Nice. Yeah, I have not done enough runs of FE7 to collect all the rare dialogue and stuff, but I've done a lot of the good ones. Silent Hill and Stella Fire. This is where my knowledge of horror games, unfortunately, is lacking, though, because I've never actually played a Silent Hill game. Oh, Wallace, my beloved. He's incredibly mediocre. For a general, he only gets 35 defense. 35 resistance isn't bad, though. 45 strength, 40 skills, pretty good. 20 speed, fine for a general. And 70 HP. And he comes in with an Earth Seal now for this mod, so you don't technically have to promote him. You could promote one of your other units. And the funny thing is, there's an Armor Slayer over here. That's mildly dangerous for him. Gives it 24, 31 effective damage, minus 18. So yeah, he can still tank that perfectly fine. Oh, does he double though? Speed of 12, speed of 7. He does double, so we shouldn't take 2 hits from him. Just play for her for fun. You around. Great Torch from a very nice old man. And then Ambush Reinforcements. Oh, I forgot to switch her off the Javelin. That's much better. Push them into just inside of his range. Oh, he doesn't double. But yeah, as you can see, this is with a weapon specifically designed to hurt armors more. He's only taken 10 damage. Wallace is fantastic. See, now we're talking. Give me Xander in a Speedo again. Yeah, if I remember right, there was like a beach DLC or something for all the Hoshida and Norian royals, and the reward was just a picture of them in bathing suits. Because Fire Emblem. That's good for now. Yeah, DS Fire Emblem DLC was interesting. You had some really good stuff, like the Apotheosis DLC from Awakening, and the weird time travel shenanigans one of Fates, which I'm not a huge fan of, but had interesting concepts. And then you get the bathing suit one. That's what I'm hoping for. He's gotten a couple of level ups, and he hasn't gotten any strength yet, but I'm hoping we can turn that around. Alright. Wrath deals with him. This guy's pretty quick, so I think what I want to do... Just saying to finish that with a Javelin, and then we can have Florina do this. The one issue with this current strategy at the moment is we're not going to be able to make use of the fact that Matthew can see through the fog really well, but it's fine. Oh yeah, the fact that you can throw javelins ridiculously far in this will never not be funny to me. It's fine, we just only need Matthew to hit this guy twice, and then still dancer him to hit him a third time. Matthew, please level up strength, that's all I need. Pretty good. Yeah, I have never understood, especially, what was it? Awakening javelins, which were like these weird double-sided monstrosities. Oh, you just take no damage. We're perfectly fine here, actually. Yeah, no, Awakening was the first one, which, much as I love Awakening, we got the weird double-sided javelins in the worst general designs. Fates is the name of the combined games. Awakening was the game right before that. Wallace just standing there like absolute unit, and I love him for it. Wallace is where my love of Armor Knights came in. Uh-oh. Saying you could have dodged any of these attacks, and that would have been great, but now I'm a little worried for your safety. That is a brigand right there. Oof. Bright side, even in an Iron Man, Sane dying here is not permanent. We lose him for the next map and a half, but honestly, that's not the worst punishment, because Kent and Sane don't get to do a lot on the next map and a half because of how many forests there are. Sane will return in Avengers Doomsday. Stand there and block. Yeah, it's a great gateway RPG. Yeah, Lucius has just decided no one gets to live, and I'm kind of here for it right now. Oh. Who was supposed to attack the other guy, but that's fine. That's what we have Nils for. And then we can just heal here, because it's free. Alright, Kent, you want to crit this guy? No, I guess not. Oh, Matthew will 2-round this guy, though. Next turn, he could just attack back and actually win. Alright, Flurry dodge. Damn. At least we're doubling. I'll take that. Yeah, Matthew's watched a lot of Animal. Okay, that was a hammer. I did not know that was there. Okay, so that's not attackable from down below. So we can stand here and heal, and then gain a free heal from this on the start of our next turn. Let's just get rid of that hammer real quick. That's a second hammer? Yep. Thing. What I need to do is have you here. Yeah, especially now that with Fire Emblem Legacy, they rebuffed them from 2 times damage back up to 3, like how they are in most games. So they are extra scary. All right, Lynn. Okay, she just crit. I just needed her to not take 13. And then we'll let Will go again so we can trade weapons with her. Yeah, Lynn's animations are incredible. Give her back the Lance Reaver. Hey, he crit. I could see expanding Lynn into a full character, but I'm afraid they would have just made her another Lucina. Personally, I'd always pull for Hector because we need more Axe characters, but I'll never get that wish. I was half expecting Lynn to crit right there just for the comedy of it. Alright, Archer, so good choice to pull Florina back. Listen, if they want to give me Sigurd and have him just riding his horse around the battlefield, I will laugh the whole time and I'll be okay with it. We will let you scout over here. Just let Florina take this man out. Har would also be a fun pick. Heal in just to be safe. Yeah, I'm a big Fire Emblem fan, so you're in good company there, man. That skill and speed's pretty alright. Lucius can just delete this man. Okay, yes, perfect. Yeah, when Sarah promotes, she's going to be a threat, and I'm kind of here for it. And we'll use you, get visual, and just for a little bit of safety. And I think there's a Myrmidon somewhere on this side, so I don't want him catching me by surprise. Hey, thank you for the share, C7. Very kind of you. I have not played Expedition 33. It's on the list of games that I've been meaning to both get and eventually play through. I just haven't had a lot of access time the past couple of months, especially. That could be a fun one for stream at some point, though. Though I know it's a long, long game. Yeah, I'm also someone who tends to wait for sales for games just because I'm not broke, but it's not far off. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people compare it to Baldur's Gate 3 in like a fairly positive way, where in that it's in the same tier of RPG, which high compliment from the people I know. Yeah, gaming is an expensive hobby, sadly. Alright, no one there? Perfect. So I think it's genuinely just Eagler and this soldier left. And he's still a little spooky. Valid. I am very much someone who holds on to consoles as long as humanly possible. Yeah, I'd be really excited to see more games following the Expedition 33 vein of things. Oh, he got the 5% skill. Let's go. Goated Nils. Oh, okay, so Wallace just bodies Eagler now. Okay. That's mean. Who didn't I move? Oh, just Wallace. We can get the unique dialogue at the very least. Yeah, you look kind of fun. I get it. Wallace, even with weapon triangle disadvantage, still hitting those. My goat. Can we get Lynn in there with the Monty? Oh, okay. She just annihilates this poor fool. Yeah, I love so many of the models in this game, especially paladins. Oh, and we get the crit again. I know it's not rare for her to crit with the Monty Cotti, but lore accurate finish, and we're gonna try and get one more of those when we go for Lynn versus Lundgren. Oh, and she gets strength off of it. We have a strength blessed Lynn. Which I think means she's doing like 4 to 5 damage with the Lance Reaver into Lundgren, which is going to be great. Yeah, poor Lucia. Yeah, we got goated Lynn. It's always so funny when they look into the camera. I actually didn't know Sane had a conversation about what happens if he perishes. Yeah, Lucia and especially Radiant Dawn gets so screwed over the fact that she's only available for part 4, essentially. Yeah, Lyn has a lot of potential to be an excellent damage dealer. It's just she's got to get lucky with some strength level ups. Especially in this mod where they rebalanced a lot of her weapons to actually work with her low constitution. Because if I remember right, the Soul Cuddy doesn't weigh her down by 10 points anymore. I think it's pretty solidly in Dark Magic now, because the last time I remember it being in Light Magic was in one of the remake games. In Shadows of Valentia. And then I think it's Dark Magic since Awakening solidly. Yeah, Radiant Dawn magic animations are so good. Alright. So we have everyone we can deploy. And we have one empty deployment slot. Animation. Oh, I didn't know if you selected an slot, just kicked you back. That's good to know. You two are going to go him. Kent, you're coming up here. Setting aside my personal bias, I think it comes down to 3 games. Shadows of Valentia, which is just really solid across the board. It has its moments of kind of hiccups, but overall, it's just really well written as a character drama between Celica and Alm. Path of Radiance, just because its writing is consistent all the way through. That has very few moments where you kind of roll your eyes and go, really? Yeah, it might actually just be between those 2, because the third one I was going to pitch is one of them. Thinking back on it, no, it just... Because my last pick was actually going to be Shadow Dragon, which, again, is another one that's just very consistent across the board, but it is also very archetypal. Like, it very much falls into a lot of... It sets a lot of the tropes, but also it falls into a lot of the tropes that were common at the time. It is very much just a very standard hero's journey, which is good, but I feel like, could be a little better across the board. Who do we want to use the health booster on? Lyn's never a bad option, but I think I might want to use it on Florina just because she has been so close to getting 2-rounded by, like, everything. And she's got really good offenses, so just a little bit more HP would be good. If possible, I think I might still just wind up using the Earth Seal on Wallace. Because I don't think anyone else is going to get far enough in for me to not want to early promote them. Oh, Lundgren starts with a hand axe. Now that's actually really good for Lyn, instead of a javelin. Anything crazy? No, pretty standard stuff. Yeah, Fates would be my pick for the worst or second worst. Alright. We have been going for a little under 2 hours. But I know for a fact I cannot do this map in 10 minutes. So I think this is where we're going to be calling it for the week for this game. I will be checking my schedule for work for the next week at some point, and posting when I'll be streaming for that. But more than likely, I think Tuesdays are usually my days off, so there'll very likely be at least one stream that day. I haven't decided whether it'll be continuing the Iron Man for Birthright, which unfortunately fell a little bit behind because I missed a day this week, thanks to snow. But I'll definitely be playing more of this soon, for sure, and I'll be posting when I do that, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to Lynn getting to beat the crap out of her granduncle, and then also moving on into Elliewood and Hector modes. But thank y'all for everyone who stuck around and had a good time. I always enjoy chatting with y'all. And I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and if I don't see you before New Year's, a Happy New Year.